Amazon just laid off 18,000 employees globally. Microsoft proposed to lay off over 10,000 workers globally. What does this tell you? Companies are tired of massive numbers of workers who are only collecting their money without adding value to the company. If you're watching this video right now and you have a 9-to-5 job, get ready for the scary moves of most companies these days. They are ready to get rid of any workers who are only working for the money and aren't really adding any value to the company. There is big recession right now, so companies aren't ready to watch you sleep at work or snooze on duty. This means you have a lot of work to do. If you currently have a 9-to-5 job but don't want to fall victim to being sacked, then come closer. This is for you. First thing first, let's talk about why you hate your job. I think the first thing I should talk about is lack of purpose. You see, when people are on a job and they don't feel like what they are doing is really giving people value and their company respect them for it, or their boss really cherish them for it, they don't see the kind of motivation in it. Because when you're doing something and people are giving you good feedback from it, it definitely sparks up the motivation inside of you. When you're working on a job and your boss does not care, or the people you're working with do not care, you're not even seeing the impact on the job, they're not even appreciating you for that job, there will be no reason why you want to wake up in the next morning and want to go to that kind of place. They are like bad energy to you, and that's exactly the reason why most people don't love their job. Bad management is something you don't want to joke with. Bad managers will always create toxic environment for people who work with them. So one of the ways you can easily get rid of this kind of thing is to ensure you're working in an environment that enhances the work you're doing. So when managers don't create the right kind of expectation and the right schedule that workers are supposed to follow, definitely the people who are working with them will not find the courage to go to work the next day because they feel like the managers are not really setting the right goals for them. They're not really giving them good expectations. So it will make you feel less of yourself and make you feel like you are not supposed to be in that job. It's another reason why you may hate your job right now is overwork and stress. You feel like you are using much more longer time than you're supposed to, or you are getting to work on a tight deadline, like you have to work on the project at a dime minute. It feels crazy and your boss may not even care. All that matters to him is just for you to get in the results. Those kind of workspace do not motivate you at all, and there will be no reason why you want to wake up the next morning and want to go to that kind of job. The reason is because you know that by the time you get to the job again, your brain itself will tell you that you're going to a stress zone, and immediately you wake up and the alarm rings, you get up again, you lose the motivation, you lose that energy that pumps you to get to the workspace. And that's one of the reasons why people don't really like their job. So if the stress and the work are just getting crazier, you have to meet tight deadlines, ensure that the company keep growing, but yet you are losing yourself on the inside, definitely there will be no motivation inside you. Another reason is that you're poorly compensated at your workspace. You see, when you're not making enough money like the way you're supposed to be making that money, there is no way you want to have the confidence and the courage and as well as the motivation to get back to work. Imagine you have a friend earning like 500k doing the same job you're doing in another company, and you are here in your own company earning less than 200k. You see, it's going to mess up your thoughts. You feel like you're being used in the place you're currently working on and you're not being compensated enough for it. So don't ignore the fact that you're not being paid the way you're supposed to be paid. So you know that that's a real deal that needs to be tackled. You see, it will be very hard for us to find a perfect solution right now if we don't know what the problem is. So the first thing first, you have to go through the first 4 things I talk about and know specifically the ones that relate to you, the one you're currently experiencing in your job. Then that will give you the right approach to the solution I'm going to share right now. What's really making you unhappy? Is it your boss, your co-worker, or your environment? You have to figure that out, because once you know that, you will definitely know the right approach to this. Okay, number 1 solution I'm going to really recommend right now is talk to your boss. The right way to approach this thing is not to keep quiet, because if you keep quiet and you assume that it knows what is wrong, then you are going to be making the biggest mistake ever. Most of these people may not even know they are wrong. If you approach them first and you talk to them about the problem, then definitely they may look into the problem and find a way around it. Possibly if it is overworking or stress, then they will look at maybe employing someone else or reducing the workload, reducing the schedule, or ensuring that they don't work on too much of tight schedules and all of those things. You let them know all those things first, and then you calm down to see what they are saying about it. If you have tried all possible ways to talk to your boss to change and they're not changing, the only thing I would ask you to do right now is to get rid of that job. Because what's the point of being on a job and you are not really getting the satisfaction, you're not really getting the happiness you desire right there? There are better options right out there. There are greener pastures out there. And I can tell you that when your boss tells you that you can't find a job like this, they are only trying to scare you. They're only trying to tell you not to leave. They are only trying to pressure you down. They're trying to press you to keep working for them. The only thing you need to do when you seem not to like the experience of the job you're currently working on, talk to the person, and once they don't seem to change, leave the job. The only thing I'm going to recommend is ensure that you have access to those opportunities first. Attend the interviews, take a day off at work right there and attend the interview right there. When you get accepted, you can easily tender a resignation letter and then move on to the next job. Another solution you can crave for is increasing the kind of satisfaction you get from your job. If you have tried all options and they are currently not working for you, one of the things I'm going to ask you to do is to look for opportunities to grow while you're currently at that space. When you remain on that level, you're not being promoted, it could be because you are not growing. So one of the ways to quickly get people to notice you, give you the promotion you desire, and give you the rise in your paycheck is to improve yourself. Get satisfaction from that job you're currently working on. Another thing is you can also find friends who are cool and amazing, your co-workers as well. Be friends with them, build good connections and relationship with them. So that will enhance the kind of experience you have whenever you wake up and you're going to your workspace. So with good relationships and connection, you can definitely be able to spark up the kind of experience you get every time you get to your workspace and the people you meet there. Because the people you meet there are always going to be energizing you, motivating you, and ensuring that you're always respected at the place of work. If all the three options I shared before have failed, take care of your own health, take care of your own life. Ensure that you wake up at the right time you're supposed to wake up. Ensure that you work out when you're supposed to work out. Ensure that you connect yourself with some other outside stuff that will get you the happiness. Sometimes if you don't get the happiness directly from your job, you can get it from the environment, you can get it from other people, you can get it from other places that you go. Let's be frank, you may not get all fulfillment from your job, but you can definitely do that if you decide to look outside of your job, and then that will give you the motivation to just wake up the next day, go to work, and easily just fix yourself back on that job. Yeah, before you go, I want you to just drop a comment below right now. If you are going through stress or going through a lot of stuff right now on your job or currently at your workspace, all you need to do right now is to drop a comment and let's see how we can both handle that. And I'm going to drop you some valuable tips or some valuable way I can be able to help you. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you love this video, please subscribe and let's get to 10K followers before June. You can also check out this video about 8 expensive things rich people can buy.